Hi, and welcome to my site. This is Explore Scotland by Chris Forstier. I did this website for my ELRC 4507 class. This is my homepage. You can see if you scroll down, there's a little paragraph explaining just a little bit about my homepage. You have my tech blog, which is linked to my blog page that I did for the class, my contact email, and the latest day I revised this project. Let's go ahead and click on my tech blog right there. It takes us to Forstier's Finds. It has a couple of my blog posts. You can see on the left there, there's some Wikipedia links, some blog archives, just the three blogs I've done. There's also some RSS feeds, and there's a little bit of about me. We can search this blog. Let's go back to my site now. Okay, now we've seen my homepage. Let's check out my bio. So here's my bio. It's a little bit about me. You can see I attend Louisiana State University. I work for the football team there. This just goes into depth about growing up in Baton Rouge, getting my master's degree from Northwestern State after I'd finished working at LSU. It just goes into a little deeper detail about myself. From there, let's go to the choice page. On my choice page, I decided to display some books that I enjoyed and that were about Scotland. And you can see right here, here's the name of the book, the author. Uh, this is the citation of the book itself, and then this is a link to where you can go to purchase this site or this book from this site. And we click on it and we go to, oh, excuse me, click on it and we'll go to Amazon, where that book is displayed at the Loch of Green Quarry by Andrew Craig. You can see it's got all the prices and everything. All right, from my choice page, we'll go to my resources page. You can kind of see it's just set up to really go straight to my castles and other blogs with some resources about castles in this section right here, just in Scotland. Some Celtic Castle blog, the Scottish Castles Association Preserving the Past and the Future, Route Perfect. So it's just blogs that'll take you to castles within Scotland. Another one is monuments. These are the monuments that are within Scotland. You can see a couple more examples of blogs that'll take you to some monuments that you can see while traveling in Scotland, or um, just kind of roaming the webs a little bit on Scotland. Here's the museum page. Again, these are some blogs that'll take you to some of the big museums in Scotland. Blog Museums, Gallery Scotland, the Scottish Diaspora Digital Museum, Scottish Maritime Museum. So basically, from these three pages, these blogs will take you to different sites that just display information about those categories. And here we'll click on one. Here's our mgsblog.org. So the Museum Galleries of Scotland, and we can look through it. It's got a countdown to the GDPR, making funding applicable. So this museum is kind of gone digital, and they have different ways that you can interact with everything, staying relevant, kind of all that stuff. So that's just a cool little site that'll help you locate different things about those museums in Scotland. All right, now we've got our Web 2.0 tools. So for our class, we did an assignment, and I went ahead and I broke down what a blog was, Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Forms, Slides, Sites, PBWorks, all that stuff. We broke it down. Then we have a link that links it to the site as well. Then we have our tech projects. So in our tech projects, we had a couple assignments. Here's like a little traveler's guide of Scotland that I did, and you can see it flips through it automatically. Just some cool tourist spots in Scotland that I thought some people would like to see. Just some beautiful artwork, some beautiful scenery, museums, all that architecture and everything. We also have a scavenger hunt that I did in Baton Rouge. Let's see if we can't get it to go. It looks like it's struggling to load a little bit, but basically the scavenger hunt was going through Baton Rouge, and it was taking pictures all the way through the town and just kind of showing you what we had all around town. You can kind of go and check that out when you visit my site. Um, Digital stories. This was pretty cool. Pretty cool assignment that we did of making a little movie with pictures that followed a story. This one was about just kind of the brief history of the Edinburgh Castle. I shouldn't say brief, it was more from the beginning to end, but it was a very shortened version. It's accompanied by a song called Loch Lomond, a personal favorite that I used to sing in choir back in the day, and if you get a chance, you should definitely watch it. It's about a 4-minute video. It's a great watch. Here's our PLN and PLE projects. So to start with that, we defined the personal learning network and what a PLE and everything was as well, to kind of show you that. We have the citation for it, definition, everything. Then we had a little table that we did, and we did a definition of webinars, blogs, creation tools, microblogs. I cited those sources, gave a couple examples of those sources as well, and then it linked to this page as well. Hold on, excuse me. Webinar reflection. So then I have a webinar reflection with the 3 sources discussed. It has some pictures of those resources and a critique. So that's what we did for each one of those sections on there. Back to that page. We have our Tech Projects mobile app. This is something that we presented in class. It's a slideshow used by Google Slides. I did my project on Twitter. Just kind of gave an example of everything. Gave a little overview of Twitter that I did. Talked about the basics of it. Gave a how-to video, and then gave some examples of everything. But it's just a really cool little informational video on Twitter, which is something I use a lot for work. Then we have our Screencast-O-Matic, which obviously we're doing right now. So if you had to wonder about that, basically Screencast-O-Matic is what we are doing right here. I can scroll through everything. I can talk about it while we do it, and it's all being recorded as we go. Then we have, finally, my website evaluation. This is something we did at the very beginning of class. It included just going to the website, checking it out. So you can kind of see here, it's a short little, I took a screenshot of the website, showed some of the links. Now, these pictures and everything were linked to the different trials. Then it was a pretty neat website. It was called Famous Trials, and it looked really, really good if you were teaching a social studies class or something to that extent, maybe a law class, where you could get a bunch of information relatively quickly on a bunch of different trials. You can see we evaluated it. We had a whole breakdown of everything going on with it. That's basically my website. I hope you enjoyed it. Go back to my homepage, and if you do end up looking through my website, go ahead and click all the links to the resources, especially the blogs, especially if you're looking at travel or anything like that around Scotland in the near future. I'm actually planning a trip and plan to use some of these resources to plan my trip, because I think it came up with some really good ideas of places to go, things to see, restaurants to try. So I hope it was useful to you, and thanks for your time. Thanks.